All right, we're going to start our question and answers now. The first question is from Judy. Cathe, I would love some tips on how to master the one-legged pikes on the stability ball. I have no problem with the two-legged pikes, but when I attempt them with one leg, I can only get up halfway and then stall out. It's very tough. Okay, you're right, Judy, they are very tough. But if you have the two-leg mastered, you should eventually get to the one leg. There's not a whole lot I can show you because it really is a move that requires practice. But the good news is, like I just said, if you are already able to do it with a double leg position, the one leg will come. So you'll pretty much put your ball down. You're going to make sure the ball is back all the way so that the top of your feet are resting on the ball. Because if the top of the feet aren't resting on the ball, when you go to pull up and your toe needs to be pressed into the ball, it's not going to happen if too much of the ball is on your shins. So get it off your shins a little bit and get just the top of your foot on the ball. You're going to keep your body nice and strong. Now, you'll notice when you go to pull up, your quadriceps fire. So in order to just start building up the strength of the one-leg pike, you said you got up halfway and then you peter out. So what you can start to do is just work on lifting the leg like this and holding for a little bit, and then hold it for about 20 seconds and then lift the other leg. Try that for a little bit. Then you can do a thing where you pull up a little bit, press and hold for like 20 seconds. It's not much of a movement. Pull up and press for 20 seconds. That's going to start firing the quadricep area right through here. You're going to feel that immediately. Eventually, as you get through those sticking points and start firing the muscles, they're going to get adapted to it, and then you're going to pass the sticking point and pull your body right up. All right, so I'll do a full one for you, and maybe you'll see something here that you weren't seeing that'll help you get up there. Okay, so body's nice and strong, ball is back, top of the feet are on the ball, engage your core real strong, and you're going to just pull up with the body and lift to the top of the toe, hold, roll down slowly, and then try the other leg, lift up to the top, and roll down, okay? Sometimes you'll have a little bit of imbalance between your quad strength too, which will have you weebling and wobbling, but all a good thing, all the muscles are firing, and that's what we want. We have time for one more question, and it's by Be Skinny, and it's regarding pullovers. As these were in Disc 5 last night, I thought it might be a good time to ask about these. No matter what weight I use, I never feel these in my back, but by the end of the set, my triceps are on fire. What am I doing wrong? I've had my DF watch my form, and he says it looks right when compared to Cathe and crew. Well, Be Skinny, I'm going to show you some pullovers to help you with your form, but it is important that I stress, first of all, triceps will be used as chest and back in pullovers. Those are three muscle groups that are somewhat targeted. You can shift the emphasis off of triceps, though, but it is important to know that to eliminate it entirely is impossible. What we also need to look at is different forms of equipment. If you have a barbell and you're holding it in the position I'm going to show you, it's quite different than holding a dumbbell and going over the head with the arms closer. What I found with when I'm holding a dumbbell and my hands are closer together like this, I fire a little more tricep and I also get a little more chest. So I do prefer the barbell for my back work. I find it really kicks in the lats. Now the other thing to keep in mind too is working your mind with the muscle. If you just go through the motions of winding your arms, you're not really going to target into the back. As your body goes back or your arms go back with that bar, as you bring it forward, you need to immediately engage on the lat muscle in your mind and fire it through the motion. And think of, as your arms come back over, to drive those elbows down to fire up the lats. Instead of just letting the arms go and fly overhead without any real direction. As you come back with that weight, imagine that you're trying to press your triceps down and forward, and you'll immediately feel your lats kick in. All right, so let me get a bar and demonstrate. All right, you'll have a seat on your bench and slide down so that your head is on the bench itself. Scoot down a little more because you do want your neck support here. All right, so now you're going to take the bar up. Now, here's a great thing I want to point out. The reason some people do tend to feel a pullover more in the triceps is because they're doing this action as they're pulling the bar over. They're collapsing the arm and actually extending it as they come over. It is not this action at all. Anytime your arm moves in this position, you're firing up the triceps. So it's important that you remember to keep the arm in the fixed 90-degree angle, and it's never going to move from the bent position. The arm as a whole is going to move forward and back, but this part of the arm is not going to move at all because that's where your tricep fires. Okay, so let's keep it bent here, and you're going to start right about at your nose here, and you're going to let the arms go back. And then here's the point where I said think of your elbows, engage them, and drive them down over the head again. Now you don't want to come down too far here. Keep in the work zone, so you're going to go back, arch over the head, drive down, fire the lat muscles, and go again. And then drive and push it back. Now the other thing, notice how far my hands are. They're kind of lined up right with the lat muscles, so they're not way out here and they're not too close in. Line them up right over your lat muscles and go back. And you're going to keep your wrists strong and straight, and think of a half moon motion over the head, and then squeeze and exhale as you come forward. Go back, feel the nice stretch, getting good blood flow into the muscle, and exhale and squeeze back in. Okay, that about sums it up. I hope you found that helpful. Our next question is from Rachel. I saw in a post by Regina that she used 2 bars, an easy curl bar and a straight bar, so that she could keep her rest period down to 30 seconds. Is it okay to do this, or does it change the focus of the exercise? For example, would an easy curl bar hit the bicep in a different way than a straight bar doing a curl? Thanks in advance. Great question, Rachel. Well, the first thing I want to emphasize that for our standards here, we're not going all out being complete hardcore bodybuilders. So the variation is subtle. Doing both ways is just fine. What I like to encourage in a program is to go for comfort and to go for variation, both of which straight bar and easy bar curl will provide. So let's just look at the bicep curl, since that's the one you specifically asked about. Your bicep muscle has 2 functions. One is to lift and one is to rotate. And as you rotate, you come up and then you supinate at the top of the movement. When you're in full supination, which is your palm turned up, you would be in the straight bar version of doing a curl, which research has shown being in a fully supinated position activates the maximum amount of bicep muscle fiber recruitment. So ideally, we could say that that would be the one to get the best bang for your buck. However, doing variation is also a good thing. For instance, that's the reason we do hammer curls sometimes. It's the reason sometimes we rotate at the top, sometimes we do inside curls here. So basically what I'm saying is the easy bar curl provides variation. You'll notice here with the curl bar, I have one out, is that you have choice of different hand grips. So having your hands like this and coming up and down is slightly providing a different angle. And that angle is really nice for people who have any kind of carpal tunnel issues or just problems with their wrists. And they find that putting it on an angle is more comfortable for the wrist. Another thing I want to stress that the easy bar curl does put a little more emphasis on the forearms, so that's nice as well. Now notice this is the bicep curl with a supinated grip. Sometimes we do reverse curls in which we change the grip. So being that reverse curls also work the forearms, and we have an easy bar curl to add to that forearm use, all you would do, and watch, I'm going to put this down, and you're going to take the bar from the other angle, so it's like an M shape now, and you're going to come up and pull this way. So this angle is really nice. It's much more comfortable than just having a dumbbell. And I always say angle your arms with a rooftop position, but this kind of puts you right in that position, so it's a nice natural grip. Okay, Rachel, I hope you found that helpful. Thanks for joining us for this segment of Cathe TV. I hope you found all the information helpful. We'll see you next week.